Something is happening in the Palestinian city of Hebron that is causing a huge shakeup in Judea and Samaria. Publicly, Israel appears to be slipping back into the old game the world makes them play, pursuing an already failed attempt at a two-state solution with the Palestinians in the West Bank. But behind the scenes, there is a grassroots Palestinian movement that could disrupt everything, and possibly in a good way. Also, Netanyahu visits the White House, and Israel just bombed the heck out of the Houthis. I'm Josiah Hilton, and this is the Israel Guys. Big things are happening in the West Bank, or more accurately, Judea and Samaria right now. Last week, there were false media accusations of settler violence taking place across Samaria, and in Israel's government, all the Likud members in Netanyahu's cabinet signed a letter to the prime minister calling for him to apply sovereignty in Judea and Samaria immediately. The latest bombshell report today is that 5 Arab sheiks in Hebron have declared that they want to join the Abraham Accords. This comes as Netanyahu has just landed in the U.S. for meetings with President Trump about a ceasefire deal in Gaza, as well as expanding the Abraham Accords in the Middle East. The invitation from President Trump came in the wake of the success of Operation Rising Lion, and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu remarked in regards to the meeting that, quote, capitalizing on success is no less important than achieving it. Now, there is a minority amongst the Palestinians living in Judea and Samaria who want to live in coexistence with the state of Israel. The majority of Palestinians support wiping Israel off the map, which is why a two-state solution would never work in the quote-unquote West Bank. If a Palestinian state were created then, however peaceful it starts out as being, with the majority of Palestinians believing that Israel must be destroyed, it is only a matter of time before this state turns into another Gaza, committing another October 7th attack, except in this scenario, it would be 100 times worse. A large part of this minority that I'm talking about is represented by these 5 leading Arab sheiks of Hebron, who penned a letter to the government of Israel asking to join the Abraham Accords. They state in this letter that they will recognize Israel as a Jewish state, something that no Palestinian leader has ever done or agreed to do. They say they will break off from the Palestinian Authority, establish an emirate of their own, pledging peace with Israel. These tribal leaders want cooperation, coexistence, and jobs. The Wall Street Journal quotes an excerpt from the letter saying this: the Emirate of Hebron shall recognize the state of Israel as the nation state of the Jewish people, and the state of Israel shall recognize the Emirate of Hebron as a representative of the Arab residents in the Hebron district, unquote. Sheikh Wadi al-Jabari is the leader of these clans, and his moderate views echo his father's, who also wanted to live in cooperation with Israel. Al-Jabari has a lot of dreams for the future. He says that there will be no Palestinian state, especially after October 7th. He plans to cut off the Palestinian Authority, who he says doesn't represent the Palestinians. Another one of the sheiks who signed the letter said, to think only about making a Palestinian state will bring us all to disaster. Him, as well as the other sheiks, have declared their loyalty to Sheikh Jabari. You probably have investments in the American stock market, but did you know you can diversify and invest some money in Israel as well? We're not talking about investing in a specific company or risky venture. This is investing in the overall success of the state of Israel through Israeli stocks and bonds, just like you would in America. Our sponsor and friends over at Wise Money Israel are American Israelis who know both the American and the Israeli stock markets. They offer the same professional management and standards you'd expect from any U.S. investment firm. This is an incredible way to allow you to diversify your investments to also include the Israeli market. This is not only a blessing for you, it is also a blessing for the state of Israel, something I firmly believe is the right thing to do as believers. Click on the link in the description down below or visit wisemoneyisrael.com/theisraelguys for a free consultation today. That's wisemoneyisrael.com/theisraelguys. The number of Palestinians who are loyal to these tribal leaders could be in the hundreds of thousands. Their letter proposes a plan for Israel to give 1,000 work permits to the Klansmen on a trial basis, which eventually would be expanded to tens of thousands of permits for workers from the Hebron Emirate. These sheiks say that they will have zero tolerance for terrorism by workers. Now, as easy as zero tolerance for terrorism is to say for an Arab leader, no Arab leader has actually ever said it. So this is actually a refreshing change to the narrative and policy of the Palestinian Authority, who encourages and even pays for terrorism to continue. Still, this is a very new idea of so-called Palestinians who actually seem to want to make peace with Israel, that I think Israel should be and will be very cautious on how to move forward with these sheiks. The sheiks have been in talks with Israel's economy minister, Nir Barkat, for several months now and have asked Nir Barkat to introduce their plan to Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. With the talks of expanding the Abraham Accords, this might be the sheiks' chance to get on board and provide prosperity to their people who, according to them, are being oppressed by the Palestinian Authority. Now, the Palestinian Authority has already come out in sharp criticism of the sheiks and their initiative to create peace with Israel, with dissenters saying that the sheiks have no actual influence amongst their tribes. Regardless of whether this is true or not, the Palestinian Authority is showing its true colors for those who have been blind to them before. By denouncing this initiative to normalize relations with Israel, the Palestinian Authority is showing that they really do not want peace with Israel, and that any attempt by Israel to trade land for peace to create a two-state solution with them would be suicide for the nation. As far as influence goes, I think it is possible that these sheiks could influence hundreds of thousands of Palestinians. As we have seen many times before in Judea and Samaria, Palestinians can easily be swayed by whoever is in charge and whoever can do the most brainwashing. Israel has to remember that even though these sheiks want peace with Israel, Israel still needs to approach this whole situation with extreme caution, knowing that at any moment, these Arabs could turn on the Jewish state. It's actually the same thing with the Abraham Accords. The only reason that these accords are currently successful is because Israel is showing itself to be a strong nation. The Arab nations who are part of the Abraham Accords could, at any moment, once they sense weakness coming from Israel, turn on the Jewish state and attack or support those who are attacking Israel. So even though this new initiative with these Hebron sheiks is extremely positive in my opinion, Israel still needs to show its strength as a sovereign nation with whom these sheiks want to make peace. Like they are doing to the Houthis right now, Israel's Air Force carried out massive airstrikes in Yemen last night. Some 20 fighter jets targeted the Houthi ports Hodeidah, Ras Isa, and Salif, as well as the Ras Khatib power station. One of the targets struck was the Galaxy Leader vessel. This ship was a roll-on, roll-off vessel that was intended to transport vehicles. It was built in Poland in 2002 and was being operated by a Japanese shipping company at the time of its hijacking in 2023. The Japanese company was co-owned by an Israeli businessman. After stealing the vessel, the Houthis converted it into a maritime surveillance ship that was also used for planning terrorist attacks from. The IDF said that the Houthis installed a radar system on the ship and are using it to track vessels in international maritime space in order to promote the Houthi terrorist regime's activities. This may signal a shift to the IDF ramping up its efforts to end the Houthi threat against the nation of Israel. Guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any updates coming from Israel. Make sure to check out wisemoneyisrael.com/theisraelguys and start investing in the Israeli economy today. You can just click that link in the description below. As always, stop listening to the lies and propaganda and connect with the truth of what is happening in Israel. We'll be back soon here at the Israel Guys.